Tzu Chi volunteers carry out winter aid distribution in Guokeng town of Zhangzhou for the 4th year. Tzu Chi volunteers in Kaohsiung organize classes for the elderly so they can stay active. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Tzu. Thank you for joining us. It's been 9 years since Tzu Chi started the winter aid distribution in Zhangzhou of Fujian, and it's the 4th year such event is carried out in Guokeng town. Local residents feel joyful when they see Tzu Chi volunteers clad in blue and white uniforms. Whether they're solitary seniors or those with mobility issues, they're all grateful for Tzu Chi volunteers' selfless giving.
102 Tzu Chi volunteers have brought the winter aid supplies for the 231 families in poverty in hopes that the love from Tzu Chi volunteers around the world can accompany them through the winter. Zhang Yizhen, whose hands are a bit deformed, was looked down upon by her husband's family. She can't help but cry when she saw the volunteers' sign language performance, saying that a family should share each other's feelings.
他们也给我暖，因为他的感恩。
They also gave me warmth because they feel thankful. I saw a few of them crying, and I feel very touched in my heart seeing their tears. I feel my service is worthwhile when I see their smiles.
付出，他们给我的这个笑容已经很够了。
The volunteers' care brings warmth in the harsh winter to Hong Yilong, who is in a wheelchair and lives by himself.
They help me a lot because my life is very difficult and I'm all alone. These aid supplies are a big help for me. It makes my upcoming Lunar New Year better, and it's enough food for me to survive till then.
This is the 4th year Hong Yilong comes to get supplies, and he has already developed a friendship with the volunteer due to their continuous love. Since the temperature drops to 5 degrees Celsius, the volunteers have prepared hot ginger tea for everyone. Hong Yilong sits in the corner and takes out his cell phone to silently capture the most beautiful and touching images in his heart.
In Taiwan, a fire broke out at an apartment in Datong district of Taipei. In the aftermath of the fire, Tzu Chi volunteers delivered consolation cash to the affected residents. In addition, they also mobilized more than 40 volunteers to help clean up the place. A fire broke out at a 3-story apartment on Taipei's Yining Street. Fortunately, the residents have evacuated in time. In the aftermath of the fire, Tzu Chi volunteers have mobilized to clean up the place.
I'm grateful to the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. They've helped me a lot. In the future, I'll also help other people in need.
At the scene, Chen Liling and her son are working together to help out.
When I returned home on my day off, my mother asked me if I would like to help clean up a place which has been damaged by a fire on Sunday.
At the narrow staircase, the volunteers work in sort of relay to bring out the trash. It took more than 40 volunteers 4 hours to clean up the place. The recycling truck takes away the trash 5 times.
The mother in the family does recycling for a living, therefore she accumulated a lot of items. On the 2nd floor, there are piles of recyclables. That is why the building caught on fire. The wires short-circuited.
所以它1楼会有火灾发生的原因，就是因为东西堆积太多，所以电线走火。
This incident made us reflect upon ourselves. We need to throw away what is not needed.
该用才能用哦。
While the volunteers help the residents affected by this fire, they've also learned an important lesson about letting go of unwanted items. In Zhanghua County, 80-year-old Mr. Liu disappeared on the evening of January 13th. Family members worried about his disappearance as the entire village mobilized to search for him. The next afternoon, in a ravine near Bagua Mountain, he was found.
Looking for a day and one night, they finally found Mr. Liu, who fell into a ravine. During the rescue, this elderly man continued to shout for help, as many suspect he fell down a cliff and sprained his foot, causing him to spend the night here. His family members were all concerned about him, spending the night here in the cold. 80-year-old Mr. Liu lived in Zhanghua Sito Township, went missing on the evening of January 13th. He went out of the house and did not come home, leading all of his family members to worry about him. The whole village mobilized to search for him, as he was found the next afternoon 1 kilometer away from his home, near the Bagua Mountain in a ravine. When they found him, they learned that he used weeds to provide shelter and keep him warm, as this elderly person is lucky to be quite healthy after a physical check, as he was soon brought home to rest.
A woman's urinary tract is shorter than that of a man, making them more susceptible to bladder infections. As the temperature dropped recently, more women are coming to the clinic to seek treatment for bladder infections.
Colder weather means people visit the restroom less frequently, with doctors finding more patients visiting the women's urology clinic for symptoms associated with bladder infections. Mature women around the age of menopause are the high-risk group for this problem due to hormone changes.
The bacteria colony near the private part and the urinary tract of middle-aged women will change as the pH value of the mucosa will be affected, providing an environment for the bad bacteria to grow.
The most common cause for cystitis is due to many office women not drinking enough water and having to hold their urine because of work.
Some of my friends who are working women can't go to the toilet whenever she needs to go.
Everyone needs different amount of water according to one's body weight and activity. However, the doctor suggests drinking water every hour.
Normally, I suggest drinking 100 to 150 cc of water every hour. But if you have infections in your urinary tract, then you need to drink larger amounts of water so that you can have more urine to rinse the bladder. I would say drinking 200 cc of water per hour.
If you didn't drink enough water and go to the restroom regularly, your bladder will easily accumulate bacteria, and it could cause fever and vomiting or even kidney inflammations if serious.
Dr. Wu Jingji's book, The Four Great Dreams of Youth, describes the second stage of one's life as between 23 to 27. It is the time when someone graduates from college and begins their job search. This is a time when one has an infinite number of dreams and imagination. But given the number of other graduates, low wages, and economic downturn, young people may quickly give up their dreams. Dr. Wu suggests that more freedom will allow creativity to come to the fore.
Enthusiastic about hip-hop street dancing, 25-year-old Si Yujie left her hometown in Zhanghua's Yuanling to go to Taipei for work for 3 years for 2 different companies as an editor with a monthly salary of $1,000.
You can say I'm living my dream because in the university I study mass communication, and about 1/3 wanted to become broadcasters or reporters. This was the reason I came to Taipei to live out my dream.
This 12 square meter apartment is rented by Yu Jie. It's crowded but comfortable and located on the 6th floor as a rooftop apartment. When adding in monthly rent, transportation, and food, there's very little money left over.
After deducting rent, which is about 1/3 of my salary, I'm left with 2/3, which is left for my living expenses. This leaves me in a precarious financial situation, but it lets me keep living my dream.
Speaking of salaries, many Taiwanese youngsters have no savings and continue to jointly voice their frustration. In 2016, the DGBAN says the average salary for young people aged 15 to 29 is about $1,000 US, with about 1/4 earning less than $845 US. The pressure of living in the big city means that many are willing to change jobs for a few dollars each month. As the survey finds, young people work some 2.1 jobs after entering the job market, working for an average of 1.5 years in each job. Concentrating on making clothes, Lai Xiaoxiang is a graduate student in a fashion design program. She has concentrated in this field since college, has even been considered for a German Red Dot Award.
I have to get first place each year to get a bonus, which I need to live on because I don't want to do other work, so I need this money to enable me to do better work.
With her faith, Miss Lai hopes to pursue the next step, which is starting a business and creating her own exclusive brand.
Of course, I hope that I can develop a brand later in life. I was one of only a dozen in the world for this honor, so I think in Taiwan we should try to support those trying to pursue their own brand.
A local job bank survey finds that more than 90% of employees want to work for themselves. With salaries in Taiwan retreating, many are willing to be their own boss. Only 25% are brave enough to actually do this. The lack of capital is their biggest obstacle to success.
I want to take advantage of my youth and being 20 years old to do this. When I was a child, my complicated relationship with my parents prevented me from doing what I want.
This young man is interested in a field usually populated by women, as he enjoys dried flower arrangements, crossing over a gender barrier. Liu Yulin worked Monday to Friday for Tai Power. On the weekends, he comes back from Taoyuan to his native Taidong to run the small business which operates out of a little stall.
My greatest satisfaction as a young entrepreneur is seeing a bride or groom with a big smile on their face.
极限是因为在限制当中，你怎么求自由？
The only limit is freedom, as it is hard to be creative as one needs to find work. We're limiting ourselves and our future with fewer opportunities, as culture and creativity is a very natural thing.
创意是更能吸引年轻人，这个是很自然的事情。
Hard work and a little bit of luck are needed to succeed. Mr. Liu says he can be satisfied with very little, in lines such as family, friends, and an occasional trip abroad. Young people's pursuit of dreams may not necessarily lead to great accomplishments, but rather allow them to pursue new ideas. As long as willing to do what they desire, they may yet be ambitiously chasing their dreams.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kaohsiung have organized classes for seniors. In these classes, the seniors get to play ball games. They also go to concerts and perform with other groups. Being asked to perform for everyone makes these seniors look and feel young again.
Waiting for the makeup artist, the grandpas and grandmas are actually a bit nervous.
I've never worn such makeup. I'm quite happy.
I want to look beautiful as I perform for everyone.
I've only worn makeup when I got married. Now that I am 80 years old, I have this chance to put on makeup again.
Putting on stage makeup is a first-time experience for these grandpas and grandmas. However, what really amazes everyone is not their makeup, but their performance. They formed the elderly swing team and are moving according to the music. Tzu Chi volunteers who have been accompanying them are deeply touched to see the change in them.
When we first invited these seniors to attend class, they did not show many facial expressions. They did not like to move either. However, with our effort, they can perform like this today. They do not look like seniors.
Being asked to perform for everyone, the seniors feel and look young again.
As we perform with other groups, we can watch other people and also learn that seniors in different places can live happily in good health.
As the seniors exchange their experiences with other groups, they have become very much like student organizations. For them, it is important to think about ways to stay physically and mentally active.
In Taiwan, many survivors of Typhoon Morakot are living in Shanling Great Love Village. The residents are very independent. They frequently take visitors on a tour, which provides some of the residents here with a little income.
These women are residents of Shanling Great Love Village. They brought the visitors here on a short trip to pick fresh tomatoes. They also teach visitors to make pizzas with organic ingredients. They were survivors of Typhoon Morakot.
If there's a chance to work, we can learn to make pizza. We can learn some skills to make a living.
Back in their hometowns, they've already made some products, so we wanted them to take courses to improve their products or their skills so their products can be commercialized.
The visitors can see the residents' hard work through these DIY lessons.
People who live here can become independent. If an experience like this one is able to help them, I feel this is wonderful.
From seeing the products to eating them, it makes me feel I see the hard work of these farmers.
These mothers are able to find hope through courses in this kitchen, but it can help them spread knowledge about the special features of their village to other places.
32-year-old girl Yang Qixi has reinvented the concept of leftover foods. She suffered from serious illness at the age of 25, and afterwards she started to wonder what can be lasting in this life. Last year she opened the 7C kitchen, which collects leftover food from the farmers market. Every afternoon, she picks up the food and serves it at dinner.
Every afternoon around 2 p.m. when the farmers market closes, it is the time Liao Jialun comes to pick up unsold food.
They will gather the unsold food here and will come to pick them up.
All these are for free because of vendor support.
We Taiwanese waste lots of food. Like what the elder said, we wasted more than we ate, and it's entirely true.
Sharing leftover food in the market is a concept founded by Yang Qixi, and she asked the vendors one by one if they could give her their unsold food.
I prepare myself to believe that it's reasonable if I got rejected, so it wasn't an obstacle for me.
Yang Qixi is 32 years old now, and she called herself Han Ren, meaning a naive person. She not only opened the 7C kitchen and the imperfect product restaurant Dish for Tomorrow, and now she's also starting another plan, which is called Work for Meal.
Everyone thinks that I'm representative, but it's really because of the tremendous goodwill behind me. That is the real power that keeps encouraging me to get up every morning.
This path is not easy, but Liao Jialun is willing to join. She takes pictures and measures the weight of the leftover food every day and promotes it to the public. During this past year, leftovers from the market have reached 7.9 tons. 6:30 every night, dinner is ready. Some people bring their own containers for takeout and some put them here in advance so they can pick up without getting out of the car.
Some people don't have time to cook or someone to bring it back to share with their families.
There are also old neighbors who come in every day.
就住在这边比较近。它颠覆了我们对于剩食的既有印象。用就是剩余的菜，然后可以做出很美味的东西。谢谢。
How much you want to pay for this meal is up to the customer. Here, every dinner they prepare solving the problem of wasted food and continues to make a great impact in this small kitchen.
As Master Zheng Yan continues her island-wide trip, she has arrived at Xindian Jinsi Hall in New Taipei City. At the year-end blessing ceremony held there, she talked about how she feels for the quake victims in Mexico and urged everyone to work together to harmonize society. At the year-end blessing ceremony, the master talks about the quake survivors in Mexico. Tzu Chi volunteers have conducted a total of 10 aid distributions and free clinics in Mexico. However, disasters are taking place in different places of the world. For volunteer Zhangzhou, he protects planet Earth by doing recycling. He even invites his neighbors to join him.
I am not that old. I am just 82 years old. I just keep carrying out the work, and the more I do, the happier I become.
I told my father that Tzu Chi not only carries out recycling mission, but he carries out many other missions. I've asked my husband to undergo volunteer training with him. My father had doubts about himself, but I said the master will accept you.
Doing what is right is for everyone, regardless of ages, religious beliefs, and nationalities. The master reminds everyone that, with the frequent occurrence of disasters in different places around the world, people must work together and garner kind thoughts, bring harmony to society. In China, the main product produced in Xikun village, Fujian, is tea. When the farmers were not busy, they liked to play mahjong. After Tzu Chi volunteers came here, the volunteers also introduced recycling to the villagers. Now the villagers like to do recycling during their spare time, so there's less garbage in the village.
Although it is raining now, Tzu Chi volunteers still visit villagers to see how they are doing with recycling.
It's the same when it rains. When I see any recyclable in the river, I'll pick it up. It's okay if I get wet all over.
Villagers in Xikun support the call by Tzu Chi volunteers for recycling. The recycling trucks leave in the early morning to pick up recyclables at people's homes and bring them back for sorting.
Our village has become cleaner, and it makes me feel happier.
They don't have any bad habits. Because I've been with them, slowly I changed my bad practices. I also quitted drinking. I've corrected my bad practices.
改邪归正。心里会喜欢吗？喜欢。为什么喜欢啊？为什么会喜欢？老是喜欢，现在开心。高血压，而且是有。
Zhang Maoqing has hypertension, and the half side of his body is paralyzed. But after he vowed to be the recycling station master, he's changed. He doesn't get angry when he talks.
The garbage cans used to be full of paper cans, but now you don't see them anymore.
Villagers used to play mahjong at spare time, but now the trend is doing recycling instead.
In the United States, Tzu Chi's humanities class in Austin, Texas, has held a gratitude event at the end of the semester. At the occasion, the students showcase what they've learned in the classes. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.